Syrian peace talks resume in Geneva on Wednesday. The United Nations Special Envoy for Syria says the agenda will focus on a political transition. CCTV's Ala Ibrahim looks at life in the war-torn country.
Damascus is busy nowadays, but not with the peace talks in Geneva. The focus now is on two things: the parliamentary elections to take place on Wednesday and the fragile ceasefire that brought the country the first days of calm in 5 years since late February.
The only good thing that came out of the talks is the cessation of the hostilities. Aside from this, it was a waste of time.
The opposition can't agree on one delegation. How would they be able to make a stand to negotiate with the government?
I don't think peace talks will solve our problems. We need the superpowers to agree and the regional powers to stop interfering in our affairs. So Russia agrees with the US, and countries like Saudi and Turkey will stop helping the militants.
And as days go by, the war becomes one of the facts of life that people grow accustomed to, with all the downsides it brings along: poverty, siege, displacement, and death.
The ceasefire had a positive effect on government efforts to combat ISIL and Al-Qaeda's Syrian branch, Nusra Front. But there are many rebels factions in close alliance with Nusra. Recently, more breaches were recorded, and there has been reports of weapons shipments coming in to rebels.
The calm and tidy streets of the capital can hardly reflect the state of the rest of the country. Here, for example, merely 100 kilometers away, this town was recaptured from ISIL in recent battles, and on the front line, the need for peace is essential.
This is the second time we've pushed terrorists out of this town in less than a year. A political solution would mean that we would be able to mobilize more units to combat ISIL. This could save lives and time, but now we're stretched thin.
And as people wait for peace, the price of the ongoing violence doesn't hide itself. The results of the peace talks might come out from Geneva, but its repercussions will resound across Syria, and cities and towns like this one here in Al-Qaryatain in central Syria, where an uncompromising battle took place over the control of this city, leaving its toll visible everywhere behind me. Across the country, hundreds of towns were destroyed, thousands of houses were reduced to rubble. And with no hope on the horizon for the peace talks, it seems that Al-Qaryatain won't be the last town or city to face such a fate. Ala Ibrahim, CCTV, Al-Qaryatain, Central Syria.